Ecuador says it is open for business as it hosts its first ever World Investment Summit. Foreign investors from more than 26 countries are being offered deals in areas ranging from renewable energy to real estate and tourism. Ecuador's Minister of Foreign Trade says the summit could attract more than $40 billion in private investment. But is the country a good place to try and make money? Well, as part of her continuing series in the country, Charlotte Dubenskij sent us this report from the capital, Quito.
In the 1950s, Ecuador reached for the top and became the world's largest exporter of bananas. Fast forward to 2016, and it's still there. Exports of the fruit are worth around $2.8 billion to the economy, and it's the success of industries like this one that Ecuador is keen to capitalize on. Yet so far, it hasn't been able to.
We are not an attractive economy to foreign investments because we think the model that the government have implemented in Ecuador is not the correct one. The last year was less than $1 billion of foreign investment in Ecuador.
There's also a word of warning from the United States, which recommends investors should exercise caution when considering putting money into Ecuador. It says the country's investment policies are often contradictory and subject to frequent changes.
That's why this summit is being seen as so important. Ecuador wants the opportunity to showcase the rich potential of its economy and to highlight its tax incentives that allow companies to defer payments for up to 5 years.
Dubensko is one of the businesses that's benefited from foreign investment. David Nelson cashed in his retirement savings of $500,000 to fund improvements on the flower farm, and his gamble has paid off.
We used to have sales in a good month of $20,000, and now it's $200,000. And we used to have 15 people working, and now we have 115.
Dubensko is now one of 8 businesses exporting flowers through co-op farms. Their annual turnover is $300 million. But while sales are strong, there are still some difficulties operating in Ecuador.
Communication is still a major hurdle. Clients need answers right away, and the reaction time for a variety of different reasons at the farm level still drags behind. There's now more access to the internet outside of the city, but it's still not 100% dependable.
Driving through Ecuador, it's clear there is need for improvement. The government of left-leaning Rafael Correa has invested in education, health and social services, with almost $15 billion being spent in the last 4 years alone. He was seen as part of a club of left-wing South American leaders, alongside Venezuela's late Hugo Chavez and Evo Morales of Bolivia. But to keep the spending up, it must grow its economy. So things like tax incentives are part of an effort to change the image of Ecuador from a place hostile to business to one welcoming foreign investment with open arms. Charlotte Dubenskij, TRT World, Quito, Ecuador.